It's Tuesday. It's time for Tuesday's Tip from the Man Cave.
Tips for the Man Cave.
Brought to you by Ace Hardware.
Are we recording this tip from the Man Cave?
Of course we
people
are.
need it. This is posterity.
Yeah.
She needs it. She just said she needed a tip from the Man Cave.
Well,
I do. I need a little bit.
We do, and I'm asking you, what area do you feel like you need the most help with? Because I can pontificate on just about anything.
Johnny, what do you need? I mean, you're at this crucial stage in your life.
I am
coming up. I mean,
I was just telling Jeremy
men do
about,
have wisdom despite the current culture trying to
teach us all that
we don't.
We're just big kids that we wouldn't be able to get by in life if it weren't for wives and mothers.
Do you know how, right? Exactly.
Pick up after us and fix every mistake.
Every commercial is like some bumbling dad getting caught by the wife. Some sort of, I don't know how to change a diaper. Right. I'm a moron. I'm having an affair at night. You know, like, I don't know anything.
It's wearing khakis.
Seriously.
It's wearing khakis.
Every commercial.
I know.
I feel like this is an issue.
Yeah, it is an issue.
Choosy moms, choosy dads.
Yeah, they go Kroger brand. That's what I'm
Peter
saying.
Pan if you keep this up.
All right, so what do you feel like you need what area do you need some help with? I was just telling Jeremy about some of the reasons behind what happens in a restaurant when you order a bottle of wine, and that's kind of what brought this on.
I was listening to that. That was
tip
helpful.
from the Metro Cave, as far as I'm concerned.
No, this actually goes back hundreds of years, dude.
You know what I'm talking about.
All right,
Johnny knows.
This is good.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking. No.
I'm secure enough in my masculinity.
No, wine.
Okay?
Wine. I'll do the Metro Cave. No, wine. Wine. No, that is a good thing. Okay, so wine.
All right, so would you like for me? All right.
Yes.
All right.
Alcohol
Let's stick to wine because the alcohol is too broad.
All right. We'll get to it another day.
Men drink wine.
What about hard liquor?
Jesus, first miracle. Ever heard of it?
Yeah.
He's a manly dude.
He's a manly
There's a whole story about that, the wedding at Cana.
I know. I want you to talk about that someday. Someday.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about wine.
Okay.
There are a couple of things that I've learned that I think are important to keep in mind. First of all, 21 means 21. Drink responsibly. I just want to throw that out there to begin with. Secondly, never let price dictate your taste. So if you find a $9 bottle of wine that you like that has a screw cap, then that's what you should. In other words, don't just spend money just to spend money. Having said that, as a general rule of thumb, especially for certain types of wine, the more you pay, generally speaking, the better. It's kind of like a car.
Well,
if you spend $10,000 for a car, you're probably going to get what you pay for. If you spend $70,000 for a car, in general, the $70,000 car is going to be a better quality.
She's the Wrangler heiress, so I'm not sure really any of this, like, what you pay applies to her, right? Money's not an object.
All I'm saying is, if the wine that you enjoy with your meal
up at Common House or whatever
Council House.
Wow.
If you're summering at Council House and your favorite wine comes in a box, whatever, that's fine.
How is Franzi? Is it good?
Delicious.
No. Is it good?
Horrific junk.
Delicious.
Look at this. She says it's good.
If you get a rosé or a white that's refrigerated, so you don't really actually taste the flavors. All right. So here's what we were talking about. This is real quick. Here's your tip from the Man Cave.
Yeah.
When you go to a restaurant and you order a bottle of wine, many people are confused about the procedure that happens after that. And we've seen things in movies and you think you know what all this stuff means. I'm going to give you a little bit of a background as to why these things occur. And there's some reasons behind it. So you decide on a bottle of wine. Maybe your server or sommelier recommends a bottle after you've decided what your meal is going to be.
Red or white?
Has paired. It doesn't.
Skip that.
It does, but it doesn't matter.
Okay.
I mean, generally, white wine with chicken and fish, seafood. Red wine with darker cuts of meat. That's a general rule. However, you know what? If you're in the mind for a good Cabernet Sauvignon and you're having oysters, then drink the Cab Sav with those oysters.
Cab Sav.
All right? You don't have to. Those are some kind of, again, they exist because generally speaking, the wines pair better with those types of foods. But if your particular tastes go another way, so be it. You're not going to get in trouble for that. You know what I mean? Now, you've ordered the bottle of wine. Here's what happens next. The server, if they know what they're doing, will bring the bottle of wine to the table. they will approach the person who ordered the bottle, and they will display the bottle. Mm-hmm. That's so that the person, before the bottle's been opened, the person who's purchased it or is about to purchase it can agree, yes, that is the bottle that I asked for. That's the vintage. Yes, this is what I want.
Have you ever had someone bring you the wrong bottle?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Olive Garden?
No, I'm not going to get into pointing fingers.
Tell it. In Auburn? Or in Opelika?
It's happened more than once.
OMG. Go ahead.
They bring the bottle, you identify it, you clarify, yes, is the one I ordered, right? The server will then, if it's a traditional corked, they'll open the bottle, they'll hand you the cork. Now, what you see in the movie is somebody sniffing the cork. Actually, what you want to do is squeeze the cork, feel it to make sure that the cork hasn't dried out. Because if the cork has dried out, that means that air has gotten into the bottle, and the wine may not be good anymore.
Will they offer you a chance to squeeze? Would they say, like, would you like to squeeze this cork?
They'll set it down. They'll open the bottle, they'll take the cork, and they'll set it down.
Okay,
right?
okay. Gotcha.
You pick up the cork. You may want to sniff it to see if it smells like vinegar. If it does, that's a little red flag that maybe the wine has gone bad, and that happens occasionally.
It's a white flag. Very important to know.
Yes.
Surrender.
Okay.
Surrender.
They will then pour a small sample into the glass of the person who ordered it. That's not to see if you like the wine. That's just to make sure that the wine hasn't gone bad, that it's still actually wine and not now a bottle of vinegar because air has gotten into it and ruined it. All right. So it's just to make sure that the wine has
swirl.
But that's completely different. All right.
Swirl?
Not at this point.
Okay.
All you're doing at this point is tasting it to make sure that it hasn't gone bad.
Okay.
All right. Then they will then pour whoever else is at the table, if it's more than just you, they will pour everybody else some wine, and they will pour a glass for the person who ordered the bottle last. All right. Now, once you have the wine, how you drink it is a purely individual thing. Some people like it to be more at room temperature. Some people like it to sit a little bit longer. The whole swirling thing is just to get the aromatics going. That's why a wine glass is shaped.
To swirl. I thought that was the whole thing.
No, there's no rule that says you have to swirl. Huh. Here's what happens with the swirling. The swirling, all that does is it helps to aerate the wine. You'll hear people talking about wines opening up. I don't know
the difference between...
You may not yet.
Okay.
You will if as your palate matures.
Okay.
And you explore more in different types of wines.
Okay.
All right. So all that does is it adds air into the wine, which helps the chemical nature of the wine to kind of it becomes more complex. So you began to you'll hear people, it's very oaky with fruity overtones. It's busy but never precocious. That kind of thing. None of that stuff means anything. Not really.
Means nothing to me.
No. If you're a sommelier and you're working in L.A., maybe it means something.
Do you know what a sommelier is?
Yeah. He's the one that at the nice restaurants that goes
He's
around
the wine
and asks
steward.
you. Yep,
He's the wine
guy.
steward. Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Losers.
So all I'm saying is drink what you like. Don't let price dictate. And the whole thing that happens, the kind of ceremony that happens with a bottle of wine at a restaurant, there's a reason behind it. But don't get caught up. Don't get too caught up in the functionality of it is more important than the display, if that makes sense.
I have a question.
All right, quickly.
Okay.
Yep.
How do you get yourself liking red wine? Because I think red wine is awful, and I want to like red wine, but I can't get up there. And
you know what? That will be okay. Because that, as your palate matures, most people start off with very sweet wines, and then they work into more complex, nuanced flavors.
May I suggest not drinking it to enjoy it, but just purely to get drunk?
No,
at first.
That is wrong.
At first.
That is wrong. Jeremy,
at first.
No. That is
get alone.
That is wrong.
Get some Gilmore Girls in a beanbag chair.
That is wrong.
And just go for it.
That is absolutely incorrect.
All right.
Well, I'm already there, so.
Jeez, that's already
this is horrible.
That's pretty much it.
I think we said from the outset, drink responsibly. That's number one. 21 means 21. All right.
Have you ever had a bottle brought to you that was bad?
Yes.
Golly,
yes, I have.
You drink a bottle.
More Rich and Jeremy in the morning coming up.